Good afternoon. So welcome everyone to the Road to Cheltenham live watch along for the Coral Gold Cup and the Fighting Fifth. We have gone live a little bit early, but that's because I can't tell the time, and thank God that Joe can. So obviously we've put up some bets. Had they given their best bets to add to those, it'd be no good because you wouldn't be able to back the fivefold because Jack's would have already run. So that's why we're a little bit early. No Andrew and no Jack today. Jack may pop in, but thankfully we've got Joe and Scotty both with us today. How are we doing, lads?
All good, thanks, mate. All good, Liam. I didn't know who was going to speak. I didn't know if Scotty was going to. Yeah, all good. All good, Liam. Yeah.
Good. Have you enjoyed some of the racing so far today? Any winners?
Crossbar so far. At the Ballymore horse and that hurdle up at Fairy House came third, jumped the last pole. And I had That, which came third. But yeah, still got a few bullets to go today.
What about yourself, Joe? Any good?
Yeah, I put up 3. I had Walking Dana, who finished 4th in the end, but travelled well into the last furlong. And then Right So Tom just won for us at 7-2. He was 7-1 last night, but I didn't get the price. I only got the 7-2, but got one more to go for the day, which is Gustavian a little bit later on.
Perfect. As we are pressed for time before Jax goes off, and anybody who would like to get involved with the watch along Trixie. So we did this last week. Jack, I and Andrew all put up a horse, 2 of which won. The one that didn't was mine, finished second, unfortunately. But what was even worse is we forgot to share the bets with everybody else. So it was absolutely useless for anyone, to be honest. So I'm just going to give a quick screen share of our selections. Some of you may have already seen those on X earlier today. And then Scott and Joe, obviously your best bets for what you also fancy today. In fact, what I'll do is anybody who wants our bets, head over to the RTC at WatchAlong X account, and you'll be able to see mine, Jack's, and Andrew's there. Boys, what's your best bet, your nap of the day?
Scotty, go first if you want to.
I'm going to stick up Broadway Boy in the main race at 3 o'clock at Newbury. I think he's got a nice piece of form from his novice season. I know he had a bit of a setback towards the end of last season, but I think his prep run back at Cheltenham was pretty decent, and I think the course will suit him. I think he'll probably be up there with the running, and I think he's got a good chance. So yeah, Broadway Boy in the 3 o'clock.
What sort of general price is he at the moment, Scott?
I think you can get about 11-2, 5-1.
Yeah, okay, great stuff. And Joe?
Mine's going to be Gustavian. Comes in the last race, the 3:20 at Newcastle. Liam, it's the last bet I've got remaining as far as my tips and selections go. Just comes in here off bottom weight. Sort of looks primed to put in a big piece of work. And we've got Sean Bowen in the saddle today, which is obviously a bit of a bonus too. I think the Changing Man's probably the right favourite here, but he's got to get his head in front. He's putting in a few too many errors. So I'm quite happy with Gustavian. I think he'll play his hands late. Hopefully, anyway, that's how I see the race planning out. And hopefully we can get a nice run for our money with him. 7-1 general price at the moment.
Perfect. So Jax is the Bottler's Secret, available around about 5-2. Andrew's taking me on in the big one in the Fighting Fifth with Mystical Power at around about 6-4. And then for myself, it's Brave Fortune in the 2:30 over at Fairy House. So you string all those together, and you've got a 2,300 to 1 5-fold. So if anyone fancies a quid or two on that, then that is the bet for today. Have you managed to catch much of the racing, lads? Prior to coming on, did anybody see the fall of Jack Kennedy? The leg can't catch a break, can he? Such a shame.
Sixth leg break this time, Liam. You can't really get any more unlucky. And obviously tomorrow he was due to be riding Romeo Coolio, Tia Hupu. It's just a nightmare for him. Every time he seems to have a big ride coming up, he gets a bad fall or an injury. A 6th leg break. Anyone that says jockeys aren't tough, I mean, I think they're a lot tougher than me, that's for sure. You know.
No, absolutely. I don't know. Scotty, what's your opinion? Would it ever get to a point? Well, I know it would for me because I'm a feeble weakling, unlike Jack Kennedy. But surely it gets to a point where you're just like, I'm going to call this a day. I just like...
Yeah. I mean, I think he's only, 23, 24 years old. He started when he rode the bake. I think he was only 17. So all these injuries not ideal, but he's still got time on his side. But it's just so unlucky. And we spoke to someone who was standing there not too far from the fence, and apparently it wasn't good. But yeah, speedy recovery. It's just bad luck, isn't it? He's had so much terrible luck, Jack Kennedy.
Yeah, absolutely.
It looks like it's his. It looks like it's his tibia as well. So it's a bad one, you know. It's the.
Yeah, I suppose I wonder if it's in the same places, or if obviously if it's a new kind of fresh break of the bones. But either way, it's just a bit grim for him, bless him. But yeah, hopefully, as you say, speedy recovery, and hopefully he's back on a horse in not too long. Did you manage to catch Impere Pass earlier on a lighter note?
Yeah.
What do you make of him?
I thought he was a bit sticky at a couple. He got the job done. It's what you kind of expected him to do at the price he was. But I think there's some good horses in behind, the likes of Staffordshire Knot, who probably would have finished fourth. I think he's one to keep an eye out for, maybe some handicaps down the line. But I think Impere Pass I don't think he's quick enough for an Arkle. I think Paul Townend said after the race he had to kind of give him a bit of a wake-up call between the second and the third last, and he picked up well. So Jamie Wren, we spoke to after, he's obviously one of our wingmen. He said he thinks the Powers Gold Cup at Fairyhouse would be a good race for him, but I can't see him running in an Arkle. If he was going to go anywhere, it'd be the Browns, but I wouldn't be sending him to Cheltenham this year. I don't think he's a Grade 1 winner at the festival over fences. I looked at the prices just then, and I think he's like 20s for the Arkle and 16s for the Browns, and I think the reaction from that kind of speaks volumes.
Yeah. Joe?
I think Scotty's a bit harsh, Liam. I do. I mean, it was his first run of the season. A lot of Willie's horses tend to either need the run or they come on for the run. And sometimes it just takes them that one spin just to remind them what they're there to do, what their job is. I don't mind if he goes up to 3 miles or if he drops back to 2. I have had a bet on him for the Arkle a little while ago, to be honest. So I need him to drop back in trip. But I do like novices when they start with 2.5 miles or so and then come back. It just shows they've got plenty of stamina. I think he's got plenty of speed too. I don't think there's any speed issue. I totally get Scotty's point, completely valid, of course. But no, I'm sure the decisions of where he goes now are completely up in the air. But I think a drop back in trip will be absolutely fine for him. Let him bowl along in front, use that stamina. Just see if anyone can catch him. I didn't mind it at all. I think people are too harsh, too quick, maybe sometimes.
Fair enough. Yeah, it was funny last week. You had half of Twitter writing off Ballyburn that he was too slow, can't jump, and the other half saying that he'll win anything he goes for. I probably should know this. The Turners, or formerly the Turners, the 2.5 mile, now it's a novice handicap. Do the same rules apply in terms of number of runs as they do for the open handicap? So if you were to go in that direction, would he be required to still have the 4 runs over fences? Do you know, or is it just the 3 to get the mark?
I think it's 3 in the novices. I'd have to check that out, but I'm sure it's 3 in that one.
Yeah. I think it's 3.
I think they'd be disappointed if he ended up in a handicap anyhow, wouldn't they? But
yeah, definitely. He's a graded horse.
Just a quick one. They pulled Waterford Whispers from the race. There's a lot of people tipping him up for that race, but again, if he doesn't get the runs in, the Martin Pipe, I think he was 2nd or 3rd last year. That could be another one they could have an eye on, possibly back over hurdles.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always difficult plotting out what the green and gold are going to do, isn't it? Sir Gino, I'm not sure if you saw the fiasco. I think it was a bit of an overreaction. Obviously, we know he's a runner, which is great, so we're going to get the clash. Did you think there was any doubt at any point? I didn't think Nico was that dismissive of the fact that he was ever not going to run. What did you make of it, Joe?
I mean, no, I had a couple of people text me saying, Sir Gino's going to be pulled, And then I text Scotty, actually, and I said, I heard Sir Gino's going to be pulled. And then turns out he's running. All of this back and forth malarkey gets on my nerves a little bit. It has done for the last few weeks. It's all over the place, to be honest. I just like to...
It was about to go in the bin. I was about to set it on fire. You saved me at the last minute.
But it's... I mean, look, look, we get to see the matchup, don't we, between the pair. That's all I care about for the main part. Not sure. I'm totally on the fence of it, to be honest. You got the 4-year-old coming against the proven graded horse. He's a little bit older, Annie's baby. But look, we get to see him go. That's all I care about there, Liam, to be honest.
Yeah, I found it was well. Scott, obviously, you had a little bit of a moment of panic, but obviously, all is well and all is fine now.
Yeah, I think if it was like, what was it? What time are we now? We heard about 20 minutes ago he possibly could have been pulled an hour and 40 before the race, but they would have surely done that after the first race. I think James Owens juvenile was disappointing, and Nico rode it, but he came off after and he said he doesn't think there's a problem. So that's hopefully a good sign.
Absolutely. And I'm all aboard with you because humble brag, I stuck him up at 8 before Constitution Hill came out, hoping that he might go in as the super sub. So anybody following on Anti-Post Angle is hopefully sat on a nice ticket. We may
Just back Carla Conti here, by the way, in running. We're going around the home bend at Fairy House, so if I'm a bit all over the place, apologies.
Not a problem. Can you make a case, Joe, if we start previewing the 210, can you make a case for anything outside the top two? Obviously, Lump Sum was quite impressive in the Welsh champion. Is there anything else that you think could... It was quite a nice each-way thievery race when there were the 8 runners, obviously, but that's no longer available. But can you see anything else troubling the top two?
I can't necessarily see anything passing them, but I don't think Lump Sum's going to be too far away. He's a very, very good horse. That Welsh champion hurdle win has worked out nicely as well, with Steel Ally Bolton up next time too. And Sam Thomas, look, he was a brilliant jockey and he's turned into a fantastic trainer as well. So he's definitely a horse to keep an eye on. Tell Her the Name would have a squeak if it was rattling fast ground, but it's not as quick as you possibly hope for his chances. Without sounding too boring, I think this is a straight up duel between them. I think the market's right, basically. We've got a duel between the first two, and then Lump Sum's going to give them something to think about towards the end of the race.
Perfect. Scott, can you see anything else troubling the top two?
No. 2-horse race. Move on.
Move on. Fair enough. Just touching on Tell Her the Name, do you think that there is potential that he's much better going right-handed as opposed to left? I know the 2 times he has gone left-handed, he stepped into Grade 1 company, and the second time, of course, was I think at Cheltenham. Obviously, maybe perhaps both occasions were Grade 1. But he's bolted up around Huntingdon and somewhere else, both right-handed tracks. So I was going to ask you, Joe, obviously with your knowledge of the point-to-point sphere, as to whether begins with BOH is the Boris House.
That's right, yeah.
Whether it was a right or left-handed track, I wondered if you knew. I know that you go to a lot of point-to-point, but I'm not sure if it's a venue you've been to. I just didn't know if you can confirm my bias or not.
I haven't been to Boris House, but either way, some horses, it's not... A lot of people see a horse jump out to the left or right and then assume that they're going to go better the other way around. Sometimes it just doesn't actually work like that. Who did we discuss, Scotty, on our pod? And I mentioned, I can't remember who... Johnny Who, for example, he's won right-handed both times on his wins so far, and then every time he's gone left-handed, he's actually got beat. But it's nothing to do with his jumping or anything like that. Some horses quite simply just going a bit one way round than what the other. They're quite complicated animals, as we know. So it's nothing. I wouldn't say it's anything to do with the jumping to Tell Her the Name. But it is a possibility that he just goes better going right-handed. Some horses quite simply just prefer going one way or the other, or running on a flat track, for example. Boris House is a little bit up and down. I wouldn't have any massive track concerns with him, to be honest. But it's something to think about. Yeah,
no, I was just looking at the bare form of it, and so he was beating a nose by Django Bay round Ascot. Scotty's back on.
Oh, he's going to get caught. Come on, Guard the Moon. Oh, Impost Tor's going to catch us, you bugger.
So,
second again.
Who won? Who won? Right. Who won?
Impost Tor.
Oh, yeah, good. There we go. I've got part of the double going anyway. Then
we're still in the place pot. We're hanging on for dear life.
Was Issam anywhere?
Yeah.
Guard the Moon was second. I don't know what was third.
Just watching the finish now. Go on, Issam. Come through the screen next. Didn't show me. But yeah, look. I mean, so for example, like you've got Boris House. It's Boris House is left-handed, but it's more of a flatter track. So I possibly look at, say, Tell Her the Name and say he's probably better on a flat track than what he would be on sort of like an undulating track. So I don't think it would be a problem for him at Newcastle. Probably can go any way round, but I think he probably just needs a flat track because he's got a lot of speed. I remember last year or the season before, Keelan Wood saying this is like the best horse that he'd ever sat on. So there's a lot of obviously ability under this gelding, but I wouldn't have any track concerns, to be honest. No, not on this one.
Yeah, it was just looking at the bare form. Ascot was beaten a nose by Django Bay. That was around Ascot, so obviously that's very good form. Then bolted up by beating Lucky Place by 14 lengths, which obviously worked out pretty well after last week. That as I say, that was around Huntington, again right-handed. But I suppose if you do look at it, it is 2 occasions in Grade 1 company where he's kind of blown out. He was pulled up at Aintree, and I think it was a bog that day. That's at Christmas. That was the day that Farron's Glory came down, I think. Django
That's
Bay.
right. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And then the Supreme. But yes, anyhow, I suppose we can crack on with the race that we are going to preview. So if you don't think that anything else can get in the frame, I know which one Scotty's on. For you, Joe, Sergino or Mystical Power?
Am I allowed to just sit on the fence? Because I generally don't have a fancy. I haven't had a punt in the race. Like I said, the bookies often price things up. You have like your sexy, flashy horse first against the form horse next. That's generally how it starts out. Hence the same with like Tia Hooper and Lossie. That's probably going to switch in the betting as well, basically. But look, you've got a 4-year-old here stepping out of juvenile company against Mystical Power, who's a dual Grade 1 winner, and arguably should have won the Supreme as well, perhaps with a better finish to the race. So it's a massive ask for Gino, but at the same time, he's one that could actually be a little bit of a freak. So on this occasion, do you then give the juvenile a squeak? It's a no-bet race for me. I'm not interested in punting when I can't make my mind up anyway. I just want to see these two pull clear and have a good duel, basically. That's where I'm at. Rather boring.
And sorry to jump around, lads. Obviously, in terms of the ACCA, it's down, unfortunately, first race.
That's all right.
Jack said that Amsterdam has absolutely bolted in. I think Botler's Secrets clattered the lasses. Jumping wasn't the best the last day around Cheltenham either, was it? Amsterdam, he's an interesting one. Everybody was keen on him last year when he was purchased by the Donnellys and sent to Willie. I had a bit of an angle into this morning that I thought that he'll potentially then from here be chucked into Grade 1 company out the back of the telly because he's not got his novice status. He's already got 2 runs under his belt from France. So he only needs 2 more to qualify for the likes of the county, something that Willie would line one up for. Do you think there's any decent theory in that? Would you concur, or do you think he's bet too good for that sort of level?
I don't know if he's too good or not at the moment, but I've got a similar view with you on Amsterdam as I do with Bellocchio, who runs tomorrow against Romeo Coolio. I'm in a similar boat to you there. He's a very good animal, flatbred as well. And he could just be a lot better than what we've seen so far. Obviously, won at Royal Ascot, I believe, as well. So we've got a lot of speed. No issue with your view there at all, Liam. No problem.
No
Very
problem.
possible.
How's your French form, Scott? Can you shed any light on it for us?
I don't pay any attention to it. I'm useless on the French form. I don't ever look at it.
Join the club. Okay, so yeah, we reckon it's a 2-horse race. Coral Gold Cup was one that had me scratching my head while we're waiting for them to go down and for this one to go off. In fact, to tell you what, we'll touch on yesterday. Why not? Because there was some very good racing yesterday. Was there a standout performance for either of you guys? Let's fire it over to you first, Scott.
Yeah, the jukebox man. I underrated him a bit. I think the Albert Bartlett form's obviously looking pretty good. I know Stella Story won only a 3-runner egg and spoon race pretty much. Well, it's not an egg and spoon race because Search for Glory and the other Jigginstown horse were pretty decent. But yeah, I was impressed by the jukebox man. I'm hoping he goes to Kempton at Christmas. I'll back him there for the Quarto Star. I don't know if that's the intended target, but I think now they've got rid of the Dipper on New Year's Day. I think there's not as many opportunities for the novices, so I expect him to go there. And yeah, I'd definitely be backing him. I thought he jumped pretty well. Captain Teague, Johnny Who are decent horses, but I was disappointed with Captain Teague, to be honest. But yeah, the jukebox man stood out for me. I thought he was fantastic. And yeah, I mean, Strong Leader won impressively in the long distance, but we all know what they were up to. Team Skelton there. So whether the distance was flattering or not, I don't know. But yeah, I'd say Strong Leader was probably better than I thought he was. I didn't really rate him going into it, but I'd probably give him a chance at Ascot in the long walk in a few weeks' time. But no, for me, the jukebox man, like I said, I think he'd be a pretty decent price for the Brown Advisory at the festival. I think you can get about 10s, and I wouldn't be scared of having an each way nibble on him if he was anything like that close to the day. But if he wins at Kempton at Christmas, he'll probably go about 6-1, 11-2. So Yeah, Kempton at Christmas, the jukebox man. I'll be looking at him.
No, I agree. I thought he was very impressive. We've got ourselves a visitor.
Oh no!
Jamie.
How you
I
doing,
thought
Jamie?
he'd never shut up, Liam.
Well, he mentioned Captain Teague. I think he was just surprised that there was any opposition.
I wouldn't mind. He didn't even tip bloody the jukebox man. He going on about him. Oh, God.
No, he was seriously impressive. I think 10-1's a fair price for him in the round advisory.
You just had some comments there, Liam, from Jamie Dawson saying you know nothing about racing, Ginger Joe. I'm not happy because he's meant to be looking after my Discord while I'm here with you. So, Jamie, you're in the bad book. Get back to my Discord now.
Just find him; it'll be fine. We're nearly at post time, Jamie. Which one wins this?
Oh, Sir Gino all day. I don't care about the Henderson. Impose A12 one there, didn't he? One easy.
Well, it wasn't easy.
And he didn't jump well in Pose A12. Imagine if he actually jumped well. He'd have won by, how far would he have won by? But no, I'm all over Sir Gino, Liam. Yeah, Sir Gino.
Happy
I'm
days.
buzzing for this. I am buzzing for this.
Impose Etoile got a carbon copy ride Iberico Lord got in the Betfair Hurdle last year. Watch that back later again if you haven't watched it all yet. It was literally the same ride.
Same track as well.
Well, same track, same ride. Yeah, it's the first time I've seen a horse come off, I think, from the pace to win at Newbury this meeting. I think he was about 2 or 3 deep, second or third last going into the home bend. So,
Right, come on, Sir Gino. 8-1 anti-post. So hopefully you can do the business. All well and good getting the value, but they have to go in as well, don't they?
Well, hopefully now if Mystical Power loses, it'll show that he has to go up and trip.
Yeah, you quite like that actually, wouldn't you, for Annie's baby?
I listened to somebody else mentioning that and potentially having him thrown into the stayers and make a bit of a contest on it. Was it Johnny Deneen perhaps earlier in the week?
yeah, he said it. Yeah.
Jamie Wren said it first though, Liam. I was down in Tralee with Jamie and his old man. And
I was told that he's an avid watcher and listener of the Ginger Joe podcast show, so I have no doubt that that's exactly where he got his info from.
Well, we asked Johnny to come on actually. He said he's a bit busy at the moment. Right, let's.
Good luck, lads.
Cheers, you too.
6-5 and 5-4. They haven't swapped or moved at all morning. So that shows, I think, that no one really knows. It is a flip of a coin, isn't it?
I want Gino to win, like, you know.
Walking around the first circle in the home straight. All clear is given. And they're off. In the MGM Fighting Fifth Hurdle.
They're just alongside each other. Then no one's taking the reins.
I imagine it'll be relatively steadily run, won't it, given the small field?
I think you'll see lump sum there at the end if they do go very slow. He definitely won't be far away, but he's not good enough to win. Mystical Power's keen, isn't he?
Yeah, he looks it.
Yeah, he is. They've got a hood on him as well today.
Yeah. Did they have a hood on him in the Supreme and Aintree? I don't think they did.
I'm not sure. They obviously knew he was going to be a little bit keen here then.
He's kind of jumping that way, isn't he?
Is that the voice of England there, Jamie, is it?
On the outside, lump sum is racing in fifth. 6 towards the inside there. Take no chance
He's on track behind him.
Yeah, he definitely wore a hood at Aintree.
He did he? Yeah.
He did, yeah. And at Cheltenham, first time hood.
Gino's a little bit keen here as well. They're not doing themselves any favours.
I don't think they're going too quick, are they?
No, they're certainly not.
Whoa, Gino. Oh, he's a great jumper, man.
His hurdling has improved so quickly, didn't it? From his first one at Kempton.
Yeah.
He just kicked them all out of the way, didn't he?
Are you watching on Betfair Stream? I'm on ITV, so I might be a second behind.
No problem.
If I get a bit excited, I'm sorry. I'm surprised Mystical Power's like behind Gino though.
He's trying to play. I think he's predicting that he's a faster horse. He must think that.
It looks like he's being niggled to me slightly.
What's Gino?
No, Mystical Power.
Mystical's dry. Dropped right to the back, isn't he? Not travelling as well as he should be.
Just a stride
Oh,
or
he's
two.
low in the saddle.
Mystical Power to get
I'm not sure if that's the change leads or.
and at the back of the field.
Reminds me of Dex's Midnight Runners. Do you boys remember that? Dun,
Oh,
dun, 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 dun. Whoa, Gino.
Oh,
Dun,
yeah.
dun, 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 dun. From the oath.
I'll tell you what, if it is a 2-horse race, there's only one winner between the two at the moment.
Mystical Power was beat. He's done.
7-2, 9-2, and 7-1. He's gone out to.
Don't tell us the odds in running, Ginge.
Benson now tailing off at the tail of the field. And it is Kihava who now brings the fighting fifth.
Come on,
Gino.
Nico. Come on, Nico, son.
Show us how good you are, then, boy.
Come on,
Go on,
Nico.
Gino.
He's just bouncing along. He's going well.
Come on, boy.
Great job. Go on, Gino.
Oh, he's looming up. Just a good jump.
Go on, Gino.
Good jump to get home.
Oh, he's having a laugh at them. Go on, Nico.
Come on, Dino.
Come on, you boy, you.
Go on, Gino.
Go on then, son.
Whoa.
Go on.
Go on,
What,
you just-
Gino?
Oh,
Oh, my God.
Oh, this wins the champion hurdle.
Go
Come on, you boy, you.
Dino.
Go on, Gino. Oh, Nico's giving it
Oh,
Oh, what a jump.
Oh, there you
Oh,
go.
God.
boys. Bloody
Mystical
hell.
Power for the Galway hurdle.
That is a machine.
Oh, there.
Lovely to play.
Wow, that was brilliant. That was bloody brilliant. Go on, Gino.
It's
There's
about time I put a bloody winner up on the podcast, Ginge. I'm back in your job for another week. Big price winner.
Yeah, I'll put you back on the script for next
there's
week.
your head-to-head now, lads, for the champion hurdle. Sir Gino against Lassie Mouth.
Oh,
I'll tell you
God.
what, he could beat Lossy Mouth. He will
Not
beat
a
Lossy Mouth.
hope in hell.
You don't reckon? Oh, I was excited.
He's a very,
What
very
are you
good
talking
player.
about, Jamie?
We've a match now, thank God.
But again, obviously, without trying to pour water on it and be negative, again, it's a problem, isn't it, of few trainers and few owners having so many of the good horses in the same hands, because he's probably going to have quite a slow season over fences. He's not going to see him over a hurdle, whereas him against Stateman versus Lossy Mouth would be absolutely mouth-watering, be brilliant.
Yeah.
And potential of Constitution Hill coming back.
Mystical
that
Power
was
on a
mustard,
2-miler.
man.
It's just showing there already.
Jamie, I don't know what's happened there. He didn't run up to form, obviously. That was terrible. That's too bad to be true. Whether he travelled over bad or something,
Yeah.
fuck knows. It was awful.
He was back like he was going to go well, you know.
I don't
Oh,
think they
Gino.
moved. The market didn't move at all. I said that before the off. It was so static.
I mean, a couple of days ago though, he was 11-4, wasn't he? Mystical Power.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa, Gino.
The problem with Sir Gino, lads, he jumps too high.
Oh, that was mustard, lads. That did get me excited, I must say.
We put a little one on Twitter. Gino De Campo.
I've got a video. I've got a video of Gino winning at Cheltenham with the music. Whoa, Gino! I can't believe Jamie doesn't remember that. Or Dex's Midnight Runners.
I tell you what, though, the Skelton horse that finished second in the
Funny
Great
old.
Wood to Burdett Road. Again, that's another good form line from that. So I'll be watching him.
Be aware.
Be aware, yeah, definitely, wherever he goes.
Oh, that was mustard, man. That got me so excited. I will say.
Yeah, I enjoyed that a lot.
Right, lads.
Think
anyone-
Enjoy it. I can
Bye,
head off.
Jamie.
Go
See you,
on.
Jamie.
Hit and run merchant.
Hit and
Just
run.
let Jamie.
Good luck.
Being ultra
Wow.
critical, I don't think some of his jumps, he ballooned a couple of them. I
Yeah.
think
Do you reckon that's because
possibly
they've been-
going at championship pace, that's the only thing. But that's really critical. He was so good. He was really good.
There's a bit of a form boost there as well with Lump Sum finishing second again.
And guess who
said,
I
like,
backed? Jericho De Repene. I backed him.
Repene, yeah.
I have
form
backed him.
boost
I hate
that
to
is.
admit it. I've done it. I just couldn't let 4-1 go. I just couldn't let it go off
I
that,
did a
off that
double.
rating.
I've done a double with Impose Twilight. So, and it's funny, I've been telling my group, I'm like, don't be silly, don't back Jericho, and I've gone and backed him myself.
I've
I think it
actually
would be really disappointed if he can't win in here. What's he off? Like 135 or something?
Something like
1-3-2
that.
or
Yeah.
something, isn't it? Really low. I've
Let's
actually
have a
been
look.
silly though. I've had
135, yeah.
I've had a Dutch on Queen's Gamble because I like Queen's Gamble, so I've done the two of them, which I don't do often. But
I must be honest, I'm not a fan of Queen's Gamble at all. I'm not just trying to crap on your selection at all, but I'm not a fan. Not a fan.
I think some of her prices are slightly kind of deceiving because of the way she won her bumpers. Do you remember how good she was? I think the books just don't take any chances with her. She's one of those horses.
She finished a length behind Dysart Enos, or 2 lengths, didn't she? But she hammered.
Was that at Aintree in the bumper?
No, Market Raisin at Aintree. She beat Bon. No, she didn't go to Aintree. Was it Bonte she beat at Cheltenham?
Yeah, and Bonte was supposed to be these handicap good things, and she didn't win at Cheltenham. Right? Yeah.
Yeah, they were expecting a track up, weren't they, at Market Raisin and Dysart Enos beat her. I've backed the biggest drifter of the day, I think, in this. I'm not sure what price he's out to now, but I'm
Liari.
Yeah, all over him.
Yeah, I got a feeling I haven't been a fan of his recently, but there's something about him today, Liam, that I'm a little bit there with you as well, if you know what I mean. I can see a big run. With Queen's Gamble, Classic King won earlier for Emma Lavelle. That's a form boost to yours there as well, Scotty.
Which one, sorry?
Classic King won for Emma Lavelle earlier today. Queen's Gamble beat him at Kempton last year, I just seen. So there's a form boost for yours. There's a form boost for Queen's Gamble. There's a form boost for Jericho de Repine.
I think the ground's gone for Salva, as in the ground's too good for Salva.
What are they doing with Salva? What are they doing with him? They had the perfect ground to run him last week against Lucky Star and all of that.
Was it Ascot last week?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I think he's kind of like Blue King Daru in a way, where like Kieran said on the podcast, he made the point where he said he's kind of too good for handicaps, but he's not grade 1 level. He could run in the handicap, but I don't know if he's got enough. He's got juvenile runs from last year count for the handicaps, obviously. So possibly something like the Betfair Hurdle, maybe. I don't know what they're doing with him, but
I think Gary Moore's suggested. So Gary Moore must have withdrawn him because he also withdrew Le Patron last week, thinking that the ground was going to be too quick, and then he hacked it down. So I think if he had his time again, he would have waited for the rain. I think
didn't he win yesterday, Le Patron? He hacked up yesterday.
He did,
very impressive. Very impressive.
I was kicking myself. I was there the day at Sandown on the Tingle Creek day when he won the Henry VIII. I thought he was 18-1 or something yesterday. It was a big price, really, wasn't it, in hindsight?
I had a few quid on him each way at 33s. I saw that he drifted out and I thought, well, let's have a couple of quid. And then before the off, his price was just tumbled. I thought he'd sprouted wings or something. He went up at 12s.
What have we got next? 220, 225.
Yeah, so the Jerry Fielden. So yeah, Liari's been on the drift all morning, really, out to 10s.
I still think he'll run a big race. I quite like Can Do Kid in the Hennessy as well of theirs.
That's been napped in the post today, though.
Has it? Okay, cool.
There's I've seen a few words for Castlefort in this race in the 225. Is 80-1, a huge drifter. But he was mentioned on a couple of previews yesterday evening that I watched. I think that he's now in receipt of around about £25 from Salva. And that was an angle into this race where he'd finished third previously, I think, behind him.
Yeah, Haydock. Just having a look now. Well, I mean, look, you get your price to find out, don't you, if he's good enough, I suppose.
Yeah, absolutely.
Have you had a look at the champion hurdle prices? Yeah, I haven't looked yet. I reckon, what price do you reckon, Sir Gino? I reckon 5-2.
5-2. They take no chances now, do they?
I reckon he'll be about 5-2. I'll have a look. 3-1. So yeah.
Really?
See, that wouldn't interest me. It wouldn't interest me, despite him looking awesome there. I suppose you can not scratch, but you look at Mystical Power and you say, okay, well, he's beaten him now, despite obviously being a poor run. They're not going to give you anything near 5s, you know.
5s with Hills, apparently, according to this.
Okay.
And 888, same parent company anyway, aren't they? But yeah, Hills and 888 5s. But the thing is, you're betting if he even turns up there, will they run him against Stateman?
Yeah, I don't think they'll have a problem with that myself. I don't think they'll worry about that too much.
Well, they would. They'd throw both of them in, do you think?
They used to do it with like Asterion Falange and Shishkin and stuff. I don't think they'd have a worry about it myself.
True, yeah, both running the Supreme, didn't they?
Do you remember Jet Powered, Henderson's horse?
Oh, Jesus Christ, he's a bleeder.
He
isn't
came
like?
into this race, I think it was last year. I think it was this race, or no, it might have been a handicap earlier on the card. And he went off about 100 to 30 favourite, and everyone still backed him, and he ran an absolute shit race. This is Jericho kind of similar kind of vibes with this race. It's like,
yeah.
They don't. It's just the bookies, isn't it? They just don't take any chances on these hot pots, these hyped horses, do they?
7-2 now he's gone as well. Jericho.
Yeah.
That's skinny, man. You got to be brave to be backing him at that price, though.
You're taking the chance. I think he either wins easy or he's just nowhere. There's no in between with him.
Yeah. I might even have a little try. I'm a few quid up now by the looks of things for the day. I might even have a little bit of a go here on Navajo Indy. I'm just having to think.
Tom Simmons down the road from me, I think.
Yeah, I'd perhaps like to. This is why I was asking about Issam, where he finished. Because he was quite well fancied for Tom Simmons as well. He's finished 6th. So if he ran a bit better, I might be a little bit more tempted.
I think Bally or Bally, Hobbs' horse, has got a sniff in this as well. I think he's about 16s.
Where are we over to? Sorry, Scott.
225 at Newbury.
Oh, I was just looking at that. Bally.
Ah,
sorry, yeah. Oh, yeah, 14, 16 to 1.
Yeah.
Go try to find that video I've got. Of,
First time up after a wind up. Would the drift on Liari concern either of you if you were on him in this race? Are you bothered much by markets?
Yeah, I think the stables obviously had winners yesterday, so and maybe a negative, maybe.
I mean, if there's one that's been smashed in the bet, and I don't mind seeing a couple of the drifters, but I think he was possibly drifting before this gamble on Jericho is now 100 to 30. I try not to let it put me off, because if you see a drift and then decide not to back the horse and it wins, you almost double down on yourself.
Yeah.
But when you're getting nearer to the time of the race, it does concern me a little bit. I mean, if you've got like a 3-1 shot the night before that's backed into 11-8 and then goes back out, I don't mind, because that's often a case where the bookies are trying to get a little bit back. They've cut in too fast, and then they're not seeing any support at the 11-8, so they're happy to push one out, for example. But
yeah, I'm probably of the opposite inclination. I'm more inclined just to have more on.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
No, absolutely not.
The kind of gambles that bother me are like when you get a horse that opens up like 33s, 25s, and just before the off gets gambled into like 8s, 9s, 8, 7s. Yeah. For me, I always say that's just the bookies just deceiving you, just to try and get some each way money in the satchel. And most of the time they don't come anywhere. How many times have fallen for that one?
No, absolutely. Well, Liari's tucked up on the inside and they're off and running.
Jericho settled okay.
Be interesting.
Gone off in front.
Yeah, Bally's in front.
Obviously, you've already mentioned Queen's Gambit. Will be interesting to see how she gets on in this company. She was quite well touted for the bumper. I don't think she actually made it to Cheltenham that year, did she? Because she was a bumper winner.
She did. I backed her anti-post, and I think she came about 10th or 11th. She wasn't the only. Trying to think who won the bumper that year. Was that 2023?
A dream to share, wasn't it?
There's a very good.
Was that one? Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Factor file. Captain Teague, I think, was third.
Oh, I wish I backed Navajo Indy. He's going really nice here.
Jericho's last. Fucking hell.
Yeah, what are they doing with him? What are they doing?
Flinter Sacra Mark II.
Yeah.
Flinter Sacra, God, yeah.
He's going to get pulled up.
Maybe he just hates the game.
It's possible. It's definitely possible.
Oh, he's nowhere.
It's like Mad Moose.
Oh,
Do you remember Mad Moose, Scotty or Liam? Do you remember him at all? It was a while ago.
Was it a grey?
He
No.
No, he wasn't. But he was trained by Twiston Davis, and he'd line up and just refuse and refuse.
Who was that, Ginge?
Mad Moose.
Yeah, he used to run against Sprinter Saka and Masterminded all them.
Yeah.
I think it was Masterminded way back. Yeah, I used to.
And he was just like, no, not having it, not having it.
He was a good horse. I think he finished second in the Victor Chandler once, and he ran an absolute belter. He was a good horse. He was just bloody nuts, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Jericho's starting to travel again now.
Yeah, he reminds me of a horse who, when he got going, he did the exact opposite. Do you remember a horse called Quick for Martin Pipe?
No, don't remember.
He goes straight out in front for just set a
Queen's
mad
Gamble
gallop.
going well.
Yeah. Come on, Harry. Good jump.
The Ari's going very nicely. And he's making a move. Good jump. Boy. This is an interesting ride here on Jericho.
Come on, Queen's Gamble. Jericho and Queen's Gamble. Come on, Queen's Gamble. You're going well, girl.
Navajo Indy, don't do it to me.
Jericho's fucking flying. Come on, Queen's Gamble. Get up there, girl. Oh, she's not got enough gears, has she?
Oh, Navajo Indy's going to do it to me.
Come on, Queen's Gamble. We still got it, girl. Come on, Queen's Gamble. Get up that big, long, straight, girl.
He's running true and straight, Joe.
Get caught. I want him to get caught. Oh, he's powerful here. Oh, no. You've done it to me, haven't you?
You said it, Ginge, you divvy.
Oh, God, you annoying thing. You annoying thing.
Well, mine and Liari's love affair has lasted about 6 weeks. So that's it.
That's it, mate. Yeah. When they don't pay you back, you eventually got to let them go, haven't you?
Oh, no, that's it. Yeah. I had a decent punt on him at Chepstow.
Oh, I can't believe Navajo's just done that to me. He went off about 7-8 to 1, I think.
15-2.
Oh, he's even bigger. Well, that's the game. That's the game.
What do you make of that run from Jericho?
Strange.
I'd be I'd say I think we know where he's at now. I think he either came back today or that's it. He's just not very good, basically.
I think he needs a trip. I think 2.5 miles.
Yeah, I suppose you can persist and persevere with him. He just doesn't seem to be in love with it to me. In love with the game.
Yeah. Like if you really go back and look, so obviously he's pulled up in his last two. He's never actually put in a big performance. We just keep expecting to see one. I'd be at the point now where I'd say he's probably just not as good as what we wanted him to be, basically.
Winnable well though. Right, what have we got over at Fairy House in the meantime? So we got a bit of a gap now, I think, through to...
Yeah, we got Apples of Brazil's running at the moment.
Ah, okay.
That's Barry's horse, isn't it?
Big Bad Bazza and Tim O'Driscoll.
Oh, of course, yeah, the 230 with
he just went a massive...
One last time out, didn't he? You backed it.
Yeah, he won well.
So yeah, pop over to Ireland. I'm on Brave Fortune in this. If it ever loads.
Who does Gavin Sheehan ride in the Coal Gold Cup? I know we won it last year. We spoke about it the other day.
Colonel Harry.
Colonel Harry. So, yeah, that's obviously a nice one for him before that. Yeah.
For Gino. Because remember last year they won it with That's All Right Gino, didn't they? R.I.P. bless him.
Yeah. Yeah. It's sad. Backed him for the Cotswold when he, bless him, when we lost him. That was I fancied him to have a big run in the Gold Cup as well.
He absolutely bolted up as well, didn't he, last year in the...
He did.
Who do you think wins the Hatton's Grace, Liam, tomorrow?
I think Tupu, because he only has 2 targets a season. He's going to win. I think he'll go there, tuned to the 9s. He'll win, put away. Don't see him again until March.
Yeah,
which is a bit frustrating, but Brave Fortune's bouncing off heels.
My stream's gone down. I'm just trying to get it back up. What happened to Apples of Brazil? He's gone.
I think he's fallen.
I thought so. The market just went massive.
No, sorry, he's 2.9 and running. He must be still there. I can't see him.
Apples of Brazil. Is he held up alongside the one
Go
in
on,
the check?
Apples.
Yeah, he's in third place on the outside. I can see him now. Is that the same owners that had Harmonia Maker the mare? It's the same ones, isn't it?
Yeah, he's called Tim O'Driscoll. He owns Redemption Day as well.
Ah,
What
yeah.
was that horse Gordon Elliott had? Was it Dinons? That was the same colours, I think.
Yeah,
as well.
Dinons, yeah. I've been speaking to Tim. He's got some nice. He owns Each to Their Own as well, who's going to be released in the near future. Not many people would have heard of this boy just yet. I've got a couple. I'm just going to let you know there's a couple more that aren't registered yet, but will be soon.
Likely to see him out on the track this season, Joe, or?
Yeah. We'll see him around Christmas time. We've got Good Lands out on the 6th at Navan. William Money will probably go the same weekend or the following weekend. And yeah, Each to Their Own will be out soon. He's going to run a one bumper over Christmas and then go straight over hurdles.
I think you're on the best horse here, by the way.
Yeah. Brave Fortune's absolutely booted that one, and he's lost all momentum, and he's being pushed along quite vigorously.
I think there's all in the jump. Oh,
He's not the best jumper, you know. You've ruined it a couple of times with that.
this thing with the big white face is coming. Oh, no.
What are you taking him inside for?
Is it Stormbreaker that's coming? Mullet's horse?
What is
The one with the orange cap's got you, I think, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Oh, he's looked down it. Yeah. He's won well, to be fair.
That big shoe, no mead, with it almost looks like Donnelly Silks.
A massive eye catcher's finished in third there. It's one that was on Brave Fortune. If you watch Jack Doyle on him, he's taken him inside, then brought him back outside, then checked the horse about 7-8 times on the run-in.
Yeah.
Definitely have more wins in him. He finished 3 lengths behind a horse rated 129 earlier in the season. He's off a mark of 116 currently. Won last time out.
Wow.
But yeah, so if anyone wants to note that in their notebook, I certainly would. He'll be going in my tracker. Brave Fortune. But the less said about that particular run, the better, because that's a little bit more dough in the bookies' pockets.
Yeah, here we go. So Each to Their Own is going to run at Leopardstown on the 28th.
Is Marine going to run at Christmas in the Grade 1?
Yeah, he's going for the Grade 1. So yeah, so we've got Marine in the Grade 1, Each to Their Own on the 28th. This is good horse. We've got Good Land the week after next, or is it next week now? Next week. Then we got William Money. And that's where we're at. Tim's got 2 other nice horses as well. They're both by Blue Brazil. I'm just finding the names. He sent me a message. We got Quiet in Brazil and then Mr. Box.
Yeah.
I think they're both with Willie as well. Oh no, they're with Gordo. They're with Gordo, sorry. Right,
So
where are we now?
On to the big one then, lads. There is a race over at Newcastle. It's not being broadcast on ITV. I'm not sure if you do fancy anything in that before we go on to the Coral Gold Cup, lads. There's things the 2:45.
I'd take a second look at Blackwater Lily, but this is a big drifter again.
That's what I was going to say as well. Blackwater Lily. I'll take on the favourite here, definitely.
Big drifter. But we don't mind the drifter. That happens.
Second on her last 2 runs.
And then what have we got? Then we got the Hennessy. 245, yeah.
Yeah, then onto the Hennessy. What did you make of, obviously, you fancy Broadway boy, Scott? What did you make of his run last time out at Cheltenham?
I thought it was all right, I think they went there just for a spin. He obviously likes Cheltenham, doesn't he? But
Yeah.
I think this is the race they've had in mind. I said in like February last year, even January, I said I'd just love to see him in a Hennessy. I just think he's just that old school kind of, almost like a battler, Reminds me of Sizing Tennessee when he went up from his novice season and was running over those trips. And I just love front runners at Newbury, and he's always ridden handy Broadway boys. So yeah, I was happy with it, to be honest. But I think the horse that beat him is the Bromhead's horse. The name escapes me. Is it City Chief?
Senior Chief.
Senior.
Yeah, I think he'll reverse the form today. But whether that means he'll win, I don't know.
He was carrying top weight last time as well, wasn't he, I think?
Yeah, he's obviously not as high up today in the handicap. So yeah, I'm hopeful. Senior Chief, sorry, not City Chief.
Yeah, I struggled with this race, to be honest. I was looking at it and kept looking at it, and then had another look. In the end, I've come down on a horse against all the trends, remastered each way. I think he should have won this a few years ago when he fell at about 4 out. And obviously he's placing this previously, but as I say, he would have to break all the trends. He's an 11-year-old, the oldest ever winner, but he won well at Carlisle on his reappearance, and then fell in the Badger Beers. But he was going with Al Dancer, and he was one of the very few that was, because that thing absolutely bolted in, didn't it? When that just went from the front.
He did, yeah. I think
Also
his form
backed,
here.
Sorry, Joe, go on.
No, I was just going to say, remastered. His form is fell second, then pulled up at Newbury. You get one or the other, don't you? You're either going to get a massive run out of him, or he's going to be doing some crazy hocus pocus. Like,
I've also backed Grandaro Bello. I think he's 33s. I think I just took it on the pure form line, and he's up in trip, which is a bit of an unknown. But the fact that Stu Zucchini won the Troy Town in pretty good style, he was third to him at Galway. I thought it was a decent bit of form. And I don't think a lot of these horses this year just like quite exposed. Like remastered, I can see the angle with remastered. I was there at Newbury the day he fell, and he was travelling like an absolute dream. But you just think, at the age he's at now, is he still capable of winning? But I think the race is that week, he possibly could. So I wouldn't be surprised to see anything win this race. I think anything in this race literally has a chance today.
He put up a good performance at Punchestown as well, Grandero Bello, didn't he? Finishing fourth, I was just seeing.
I think it was behind Kill Crut, wasn't it?
That's the one, yeah.
Yeah.
So do you know what, Scott? I might join you. Have a little punt on him as well, especially at 33s. The other one that I've had to have a little savour on, because if she were to go and win, then I would just go and jump in the river. Yeah, I've been keen on her for a while. Another one that's verging on Cliff Horse.
I think she's very ground dependent. That's the only thing for me with her.
I've already backed her for the Welsh National, and I think that's exactly what she'll want: a serious testing trip and bottomless ground round Chepstow. I think that would be much more her bag. But I wouldn't. Yeah. I wonder if they thought that the ground was going to be softer, and that's why Harry chose her over Midnight River, or just when they feel generally she's more well handicapped anyway. But
I think you've got to choose the Gowden over a mare in a race like this. Personally, I'm not a fan of mares in these sort of races, but that's just something I've always personally.
I think a lot of it had to do with Sir Gino actually being at Newcastle, because Nico's obviously up there. So James Bowen had to ride a couple of the horses at Newbury today for Henderson, and he was available for a spare ride. So I think that's why Midnight River, why he's on him. Yeah, so hence why I think they took the decision to book him on. So whether that had anything to do with it, I'm not sure. But
right, money deposited. Grandero Bello, here we come.
Oh no! How many places do you get? I've only got 4, I think.
So have I now. Funnily enough, there were more previously. I'll see a couple of non-runners, I'm assuming. Oh, just Ironbridge. Yeah, I've only got the 4 as well, and I've only managed to get the 28. But look, when you've got that many accounts restricted, you have to get sometimes, don't you?
I've just seen the price at Queen's Gamble 6-1 Queen's Gamble went off. She must have drifted. I've done her each way in that race. I was happy to get a little return. But would you say Queen's Gamble would be? Where would you run her next from that last race? She's another one that's tough to place, isn't she?
Yeah, get her back against it. Get her in her own division. I would.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of mares going up against. I've never been a fan with mares going up against geldings. You don't find many that end up being good enough. I know we've obviously had the good ones, but one second, I'm gonna go on mute. 1 second, I've just got a phone call.
No worries, carry on.
It's Barry Connell.
Joe, the placing manager, is he? Race planner. What do you make of William Money? I wasn't sure what to think of him, Scott, last season. Do you think that he could potentially be a top novice hurdler?
I've had 2 bets in the Supreme anti-post at 25, so Romeo Coolio and William Money. So I think the only thing with him was he was obviously good in his bumpers, but I think the last one he ran, I don't think he got the run of the race, and I think he finished 3rd. So I think he was a bit unlucky. Yeah, I'm keen on him, but it's just that 2-mile novice hurdle division. A lot of people are talking about Redemption Day as a potential horse for the Supreme. I just can't see a horse who's running 3 bumper seasons. I think it could be a pretty weak division this year. I don't think there's going to be anything unless Willie's got something tucked away. But the impression I get is I don't think there's going to be any well beaters this year. I think it could be one of those seasons. So I don't think he'd be out of place, mate. Honestly, it all depends on his first run, doesn't it? If he wins well, then happy days. But until we see him, I don't know. But at the moment, I'm pretty keen on him.
Yeah, that's a lovely price on Romeo Coolio. I agree with you. We'll probably more fool us for even second guessing William Mullins. But I think Regent Stroll was impressive the other day. I think he's got a little bit more speed than perhaps I initially thought. I did stick him up for the Albert Bartlett earlier in the season. But I think it could be potential this year for other people to kind of clear up or at least win some of those novice races that Willie usually just farms, especially the Supreme and the Ballymore turn.
Yeah, it's an interesting point. I think, like you said, the English horses, I think even Johnny Deneen said he fancies a lot of the English horses to do well this year at the festivals, but Potter's Charm's another one. I mean, in a normal year, I'd say, okay, he's been pretty impressive in his novice hurdles, a bit like Hermes Allen was. But this year, you could see the likes of Regent Stroll, Potter's Charm, and those kind of horses could be a bit closer in the main festival races. But again, it depends what Willie unleashes in the likes of the Moscow Flyer in January, because I don't think that Royal Bond tomorrow is that strong. I know Romeo Coolio is probably the standout, but I don't think there's anything in there apart from Bleu de Vassy that could potentially be pretty decent. I'm not overly sold from what I've seen so far in the Irish novice hurdlers. So
I agree completely. Yeah. And obviously, everyone was thinking that Romeo Coolio might be more of a stayer, but Gordon's insistent that he's got he's got a right turn of foot on him, and he definitely won't be going kind of like 3-mile trips anyway.
I think you'd like going back to Gordon's horses. The Yellow Clay was one I tapped for a handicap for March, but I think maybe the reason Romeo Coolio, they probably know how good the Yellow Clay potentially could be over a 2.5. He'd probably win the Laurels of Nace and go favourite for the Albert Bartlett, Ballymore, those kind of races, but I think that's why Romeo's starting off over 2 miles and potentially will stay there, because I think the Yellow Clay is pretty good.
We're off and running at Newcastle. So you both fancy Blackwater Lily here. For me, it's a race that I could not solve or would not really have an opinion in. Have either of you actually punted her or just watching that?
No.
Just a watching brief for me.
Trying to have a look at this Hennessy, just seeing if I'm going to have a go.
Have you backed anything yet, Ginge?
No, I'm quite tempted here with Can Do Kid.
Just don't bother, Joe. Just watch it win again.
Yeah, yeah. I'm up a little bit today, but it's not. Saturday's usually a big punting day for me, but I've struggled to find too many standouts here. So, and now that Hoindy's just gone and won, I'm just a bit in an hour on what to do, basically. I don't like punting just for the sake of punting, it's not how
You have to maintain your discipline, don't you? Otherwise, that's
Oh,
the
100%.
Just a quick one.
Key.
Do you know, it's a bit of a change of subject. It makes me laugh. I think ITV, I don't like slating kind of presenters, broadcasters and channels, but ITV Racing, some of the mistakes they make, they just popped up there. Picture of Lossiemouth jumping a hurdle, and they said, tomorrow Willie Mullins bids for his 14th Morgiana hurdle success with Lossiemouth. And they cut it off halfway through, but it's the bloody Hatton's Grace. I mean, they're putting all these credits up, and all their producers, they have no idea what they're bloody up to. They're absolutely shite, if I'm being honest.
They're all the problem with ITV now. They're all about fashion, and it's just really woeful. I'd never watch ITV ever. I'd much rather listen to Gary O'Brien and Fran Berry and stuff myself.
I agree. I think there needs to be a bit of a gateway and maybe a little bit of a softer program. Or perhaps it doesn't. It just needs to be warts and all. This is racing, and if you like it, you like it. You don't, you don't. And trying to draw an audience that doesn't exist, perhaps. I don't know.
They have Mick Fitzgerald on every week, and he was a great jockey. He's a nice guy, but he doesn't talk anything other than Henderson's horses. And then you've got the likes of Andrew Thornton, who I think is a very good judge and speaks very well. He doesn't come on hardly ever. Someone like him every week would be worth watching, but it's just me being very picky.
I love Ken, the paddock judge, previously.
Yeah,
Ken's good, isn't he?
Which one looks the best, Ken? The favourite. Cheers, Ken.
Yeah, it's just like half of them are just pundits. They're not tipsters. You see it a lot now with big name people who won't name any certain vloggers and bloggers, shall we just say, and then they're putting up tips to. They're just used because they've got giant followings. They're pundits and stuff. They're not tipsters and stuff, really. No, just
no, exactly.
I don't know. I won't start because I won't stop in that subject.
I tell you what, she was closing all the way to the line, Blackwater Lily, wasn't she? But
just didn't have the pace, did she?
No. Favourite goes in there.
Favourite was beat, wasn't it?
Kid.
Yeah, you on, Joe?
Yeah, doing it now. Getting on. Let's do it.
Right, I'm going to leave you two briefly because I'm going to pop to the toilet before the big one, if that's all right.
Yeah, go for it, man.
You know each other well enough, don't you? It won't be awkward.
Never met him in my life. Never met him in my life. Welcome back to the channel. I've got a free £5 bet as well. Do I just do an ACCA, Scotty?
No, join me and Liam and stick it on Grandero Bello. Win only.
All right, okay. Yeah, fine. That'll do.
Talked you into it like that.
That'll do. Let's do it.
What price is he? About 28 or something?
33s on. I can get on Ladbrokes at 33s. I'm just having a look at Betfair.
Nice.
He's 20. So even with I've got my free bet on Ladbrokes. That's easy to get an even bigger price on Ladbrokes as well. So that shall do us nicely. Boom, we're on.
They're showing Sam Brown here in the paddock. There's something up his sleeve one day still. I know he's quite an old horse. He's 12, but
he's one of these that just pops up though, isn't he?
He just always seems to stick his head in the frame for races, doesn't he?
When you least expect it as well, generally. Jamie looked like he was loving life over in Manchester.
Yeah, I don't know where he is. He's obviously staying at someone's house. Is it his cousin's house or something?
I'm not sure. Oh no, they've got like an Airbnb. It is a house, but they've got like an Airbnb to watch the game.
Was that the Voice of England?
Yeah, with the Voice of England. Yeah,
he was with him, wasn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, and the guy called Shane, who's one of Jamie's friends as well.
Okay.
I think this is the furthest. It reminds me of like Samwise Gamgee's, like the furthest Jamie's ever been out of the Shire place.
I wasn't expecting to see him. I thought he'd be in the pub absolutely blitzed by now.
Right, there we go. So Grandero Bello then for the freebie. I don't get many free bets, so
he's 50s on the exchanges.
Jesus Christ. Got to go for gold when you got one.
I can't think of any big price winners in this race recently. What was the biggest price I've seen win this race? Probably Sizing Tennessee. He was about 18-1, I think, when he won. That's the last time I can remember. Cloth Cap was favourite. That's right. Gino was about 14, 16 to 1. Lamilos was about 10
He
to
was
12.
short as well, wasn't he? Yeah. Darasha counter? Is he a big price?
Yeah, he
Oh,
was.
Jesus.
He was about 18s, I think, possibly. Oh no, he got backed because my mate backed him. I remember he told me. I think he got backed to him about 11 to 1. I think.
Did he?
Have a look at that.
Looking back through these, some of the winners, it's some of the names comparative to today. Obviously, I don't want to, with obviously respect to everyone who's put their horses into run, but Native River, Many Clouds, Bobsworth, Denver.
Oh, God,
Yeah.
gone are the days. Gone are the days.
Yeah, sadly.
Many Clouds, what a horse he was. Oh, I loved him. Absolutely loved him.
Ireland used to send over their top horses as well. Like I remember when First Lieutenant ran in it, Tidal Bay ran in it. They were all
Tidal
literally
Bay.
Grade 1 horses in that race.
Where are we? Newbury.
Liam, I was given a random £5 free bet, so I've just chucked it on Grandera with you two at 33s.
Oh, there we are. Go on then.
Go on then, son.
No, you were right, Scott. It wasn't a huge price. 12s.
Yeah.
Filter.
Yeah, I made the Cardinal Sin after he won that race. I think he ran in the Cotswold, and I backed him for it, and he ran. I think he finished about 1 million lengths off the pace.
I don't like Broadway Boy yet, lads. I must admit, I'm not a fan.
I'm just convinced this is just made for him. This race, I've been screaming it. I always have one aim at the start of. I always look about December, January, the year before. I always look for my Hennessy horse. It's just something I've always done because it comes from going to Newbury so many times. It was like my pilgrimage once a year trip. And I think 2 or 3 years in a row I backed top of the game to win the race. And he never turned up once because obviously he was injured. Yeah, I just thought he was an absolute Hennessy horse made. But yeah, never turned up, did he?
I don't know how he keeps churning out the performances he does, but Sam Brown, 12-year-old.
What did I just say to you?
Isn't he?
When he went outside, I literally just said the same thing.
Yeah, crazy. Fair play to him.
That's mental.
The race at the 3:35 at Newbury is a really good race today with Imperial Saint, Izzard Dairy.
Yeah, I backed Imperial Saint.
It's a pretty good race. You definitely were a handicap. Got to give a lot of weight now to Petit Tonnerre, but he just keeps making mistakes, doesn't he?
Petit Tonnerre is a bit of a dog, though, isn't he?
Mm.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Looking back at that Newbury race, the Jerry Fielding, Liari finished 6th. He was beaten 11 lengths into 6th. That's pretty disappointing, isn't it?
Yeah. I think my love affair with him's over. I think as I latched onto him, he was very much a talking horse. Tom Malone talked him up beyond belief on a few different podcasts early season, but you have to take it with a bit of pinch of salt, don't you? He's sourced, sold, and the horse, so he's going to be very, very keen on him. But he was quite impressive, his 3 wins early last season. But yeah, I thought he'd come on a lot for his run at Chepstow, flat track. I thought he'd much prefer it today, but not to be. Broadway Boys full of zest going down to the start.
Yeah, you need him to be nice and relaxed though, because he's going to go off in front.
Yeah.
You got an interesting one in the last at Fairy House today. A horse called Majax Hill. It's in the bumper. He was a 300 grand purchase for Gigginstown, and he's basically, from what I'm being told, is the Gigginstown number 2 bumper horse for this season. So
have they changed tack slightly, Joe? Because I always had the impression that they didn't really want to run their horses in, especially the champion bumper anyhow.
I think it's nonsense. I do. I think I've heard a few people say the same thing. I just think in recent years they just haven't had one good enough. Yalon ran a pretty good race and he was sent off favourite. Generally, they buy a lot of stayers though, which is probably why they don't have as many winners as possibly. But I don't think it's the fact they don't like running them. I don't think that's the right narrative as such, perhaps.
Yeah.
But they do tend to buy stays. For example, this Marjax Hill, he won at Dromerhaine. He beat that Sorturdo who won the other day for Willie Mullins. Don't know if you saw him.
Oh,
Hoser.
no, I missed that one, to be honest, mate.
Yeah, he absolutely bolted up the other day, Sortudo, and Marjax Hill beat him really nicely. And it was his second point-to-point start at Dromerhaine as well. On his first start, Marjax Hill, he was travelling really well, did everything you want to see, jumped well, moved through the race, picked off horses, and then unseated 2 out when he looked like the winner. So they got him out again quickly because they obviously wanted to get a sale out of him, and he hosed up against Sortudo, who's since come out and then bolted up for Willie Mullins. So they've got big high hopes for this one. At the end of today, they're top 3 from what I've been told. Again, it never always works out. The Classical Creek, who's already gone and won, is number 3. Marjax Hill's the number 2, and then they've got a horse called He Can't Dance. He's meant to be the number 1. But again, it doesn't always sort of work out that way. But the horse he beat was Meet Me by the Sea, who won for Ben Paulin the other day. Ben Paulin, that's now with JP McManus, and there's some good form lines with these ones anyway. That's for sure.
Oh, right. There might be a little bit of a wild card in here. The French horse that they've thrown in, you probably might like it a little bit more of a bog, but he finished in front of Gold Sweet, who actually ran a really credible race, I thought, last week in the Betfair Chase.
He did.
Jamie's tipped him up. Jamie fancies John Malone Chef. Yeah.
Ah, okay. That's interesting. Yeah, so seeing as though I couldn't find the winner when I was looking at it, or seemingly thought I couldn't, it was probably because it was a horse I didn't have anything about until this morning.
Sort of race just tempts me into do some TriCast and things, but it's just silly. It's just silly. But
I think Victorino's a bit of a false price, 5-1. That's a terrible price.
Yeah, he's the one. I think if you went through the form and the handicap marks, this and that, you'd come down on him, if you know what I mean. The box ticker, if you like. But
no, I don't think he's a good price. I think he's way too short.
No, he is. That's what I mean. So if you're going through, like, looking at all the boxes, you go, he'll jump well. Yarder in form. Yeah. Charlie Deutsch is in form. Decent enough mark. It's one of those, like, if you know what I mean. But it doesn't mean, obviously, that he puts it all together.
Didn't he run in the Ultima last year? And everyone backed him off the boards as well.
Yeah.
I think he did. Who's going to make the running? It looks like it's going to be Sam Brown and Senior Chief.
They all certainly want to be prominent, don't they? Other than
Richie
Colonel Harry out the back, and he's a good few lengths off him.
Did you see that ride he gave him at Carlisle last time? Fuck, I know he jumped bloody left, but it was a terrible ride as well, I thought.
Who's that, sorry, Scott?
Colonel Harry in that graduation chase a few weeks ago.
Yeah. It's just going to be relentless, this, isn't it? It always is.
Remastered should be bolting along, yeah. Your horse. You back Remastered, Liam, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd imagine Remastered in Broadway Boy up there.
False start, guaranteed.
Let him go. That's all right. Oh, and he has. Oh, Broadway Boy's stolen a couple.
Senior Chief smashed into 3-1 just before the off as well.
Wow.
Jesus, they're flying into this fur.
Boy is going to be the leader to Henry's friend in second.
Go on, Henry.
They clear number 1 with a pink jacket.
Move you back, Joe. Can do, kid.
Can do, kid, and Henry's friend.
What colours is Henry's friend?
He's at the front with Broadway Boy.
Yeah.
Cheap pieces.
Yeah.
And onto another plain fence, which will be 3. Remastered out deep on the course. 4th run in the race for him.
To be fair, Broadway Boy's got a nice little position down the inside, doesn't he?
Midnight River, Can Do Kid with those as they jump 3 at the early stages. Sam Brown.
He has, yeah. Slapped up the rail.
In a pink jacket of the last couple of runs.
My phone on too loud for the stream.
No, that's fine.
I wouldn't have thought so, Jen. Fine, yeah. If the stream goes down, then yeah.
Yeah. Go on, Cobbers.
Just going to take some getting the pace there going.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you're going to have to stay, aren't you?
Yeah, going quicker, aren't they? It does look like they're going to touch the quick side.
I think Broadway boy screams a national horse. That's where I'll be sending him this year.
I don't know why I've never liked the horse, to be honest with you. I'm not sure. Not that I don't like him, but I mean, from a punting.
You just don't take to some, do you?
Yeah, that's literally it, Liam. You got it.
Does that Colonel Harry pull his way to the front?
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
Cheeky Gavin Sheehan.
Cheeky slag.
Knows how to win round here, that's for sure, after last year.
I love Gavin Sheehan in the saddle, I do, I must say. Well, Remaster's doing exactly what you'd want him to do there, Liam.
He always seems to ride him out wide, so he looks at his fences. He always rides there. He never scrapes the rail with him, ever. Broadway boy's jumping lovely on the inside.
He is.
Whole field jumping nicely.
Pace has steadied a bit now as well, to be fair.
It's some sight at Newbury when they jump that water jump right in front of the stands. It's just it's like one of the best sights in racing.
Well, I've got to get down there one day.
It's a lovely course. It's probably my favourite course I've ever been to.
Just kind of north of London, like Hertfordshire way, Buckinghamshire.
Drive up. Yeah, I think it's about 45 minutes from London. It's about 35. No, it can't be. When I drive from Southampton, it takes me 40 minutes to get there. So
I go to the Gallop mornings at Newbury. They are brilliant. Absolutely
really?
Brilliant. Yeah, amazing stuff. To be fair, shout out to Racing Lee. He hooked me up with a couple of tickets and stuff a few times to go there.
Oh, brilliant.
I'm happy. I'm very happy with Can Do Kid and Henry's friend just there, just in behind.
I'm on the winner here. Broadway boy pisses this.
You reckon?
I thought Gallia was going very well, to be honest.
She is. She's pulling her way into it.
Well.
Sam Brown's getting slapped.
Yeah.
Flapped about a little bit.
We put the curse on him.
Oh, no.
Oh, she will pick up the grass.
Remastered. Gone.
Yeah, Galia made a bad mistake as well. She ate the grass.
Yeah,
Remastered
and
gone.
Henry's friend.
She was level before as well.
I just think Broadway boy's getting in so close to some of the fences, though. He's losing ground.
Smuggler in then, Harry.
Grandero Bello's going all right.
The cattle.
Come on, the boy. Can Do Kids cruising, Joe.
Yeah, it's going very well. Might be between the Harrys.
He's going to have to hold up with the pace here now. This is the test.
Come on, Broadway boy. You're going well, sunshine.
That French thing that General on Chef just in behind. Go on, Cobbers.
Booting her into that. Go on, Skelton.
Go on,
Broadway boy. Go on, son.
We're cheering on different horses.
Hey, boys, look at Grandero Bello. He's absolutely cruising.
Go on, Skelton.
Oh, this is going to be some finish.
Go on, Grandero Bello. Go on, Broadway boy.
The French thing's still going well.
He's cruising.
Look at Grandero Bello.
Go on, Cobbers. Good one. See you stride.
Go on, the boy. Oh, he's ploughed through it. Oh.
Go on, Cobbers.
Gallia's struggling. Go on in,
Look
Grandero.
at that French
Boy's
thing.
going backwards. How much fight she got?
Go on, Cobbers.
Go on, Broadway boy. Stay all day, son.
The French thing is absolutely cantering.
Look at Grandero
Look at
Bello
that
running away.
Frenchie.
Go on, Broadway.
Go
on, Broadway boy.
Go on, Cobbers.
Well, what's this thing here?
That's
This
the French
French thing is absolutely cruising.
Come on, Cobbers. Do me a favour.
Between the three of you.
Go on, Cobbers. Great job. Go on, Cobbers.
Go on, Broadway boy. Stay on.
Go on, Cobden.
Oh, you got it, Joe.
Go on, Cobber, you beauty boy.
Oh, well done, Ginge.
Well done, Jack.
Broadway boys are national horse.
Oh,
all day long.
buzzing.
What came from the
Well,
back?
what was that came third?
I know. Was it Victorino, I think.
Victorino.
Go on,
Jesus.
Cobbers. Way.
Oh, well, I've landed a little 2 each-way singles and an each-way double. I'll take that all day. Happy days, Ginge. Well done, mate.
Yeah.
Nice
well,
one. Cheers, lads.
You
that
fucking
made
bastard.
a half good day to a very good day. Yeah.
They napped it in the paper.
Did they?
Yeah.
Not
It was a good race, that, wasn't it?
get up there, Cobbers. That's made my day. I've made a decent day to a very good day now. I'm
Yeah.
checking out, boys. I've got 1 to run. Checking out.
You what? You're checking out.
Well, that's it now. No more betting. I'm well up now, and I've got Gustavian still to go. So that's it. Collect and don't give it them back, if you know what I mean.
You're not doing a Jamie and leaving the stream because you've won, are you?
See you later. Where's the exit button?
Bloody
Go on,
hell.
Cobden. You good thing. He's such a good jockey, man.
He's phenomenal, isn't he? He's different gravy to anything else.
Yeah, he is. A lot of people say like it's between him and Bowen. Bowen's good in the week. Cobden's good on the big day. That's how I see it. Like, you know.
Yeah, very true. Well, could you argue he's got more firepower for the big days?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's probably why it works out that way. Perhaps, like, you know, he missed out on the ride on Flying Fortune, didn't he? In the Persian War, didn't James Bowen get that ride because wasn't Sean Bowen injured or something? Let's have a look. I'm sure James Bowen got the ride on Flying Fortune. So he even missed out on a grade 2. Was it grade 2 the Persian War or grade 3?
Grade 2.
Grade 2, yeah.
I've got one running at Fairy House now that is going very well in running, I think. Good jump.
Who you got, Liam?
Crabat at 40s. Go on.
At 40s?
Yeah. Tipped him up late last night. He's just not going to quite stay, I don't think. Come on.
Go on, Liam.
Good jump. He's bombed into the last. Go on, son.
How's he got on? Go on, Liam. I haven't got the race up, like.
1, 2, 3, 4. 5th place money.
Well, there you go. That's better than nothing, that, mate. That's better
Yeah, it is.
Come on, Gustavian. Do me a good one. Oh, I've
I
just had
think-
myself a coffee brought over. Service.
And I think the winner is a Barry Connell horse.
Farmer's Lodge.
It is.
Yes.
I'm pretty
Up
sure.
the
that-
big Baz.
Yeah, but-
I try to keep my mouth shut a little bit now. I think I annoy people in my Barry Connell talk a bit much now. Some people are just telling me to shut up, and then I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's that then.
Another one for the bin.
I say to people, I'm like, you can be a fan of a horse. It doesn't always have to win, you know.
Yeah, that's it. What's the point if you don't get invested in any particular horse?
Honestly, yeah, it baffles me sometimes.
I can't believe that. Chamberlain Shepherd ended up finishing 4th. He was absolutely cantering into it. I thought he was going to come in there to win. In the Coral Gold Cup, I mean, that is.
Oh, yeah,
Which
yeah,
one?
sure.
Who was that? John Holland Chef?
Yeah.
Just didn't find, did he?
No, he didn't. So the rehearsal change. What do you boys fancy in this? I think you both did mention a horse earlier. Well, first of all, the changing man. What do you make of him? Obviously, last time out he fell, didn't he? When he was going okay in the Badger Beers, his form from last year suggests that he should be a far better horse than his mark of 130. But
I've backed him. I've actually backed him today.
have you?
Yeah, I'm on him. It's one of my last ones today.
That's basically what I said earlier. Like I said, he's a horse. He's got it all, but he hasn't managed to put it together yet. But this bunch, he just looks the best handicapped. But here, I said this is my last bet of the day is Gustavi, and I quite like him here. Good jumper. I'm hoping that he's going to be held up a little bit. He can go either way. I just like him to sit midfield or near the back and then play his cards late. I think he'll have a really, really big shout if he does.
No, fair enough. I'm on the Venetia one here, who's been well backed. I think I'm not sure what price Racing Post is suggesting, which is sometimes a little bit behind.
Brero Bamboo, is it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, 17-2 is what they're quoting. But the thing is, I think he's unbelievably well handicapped, but there's a reason he keeps coming down in the handicap because he keeps running proper races. So
he's not one for me. Again, I don't say this because I don't.
No.
Respect any opinions, but he's not for me because of that reason. Like he always looks well handicapped and never just seems to run his race. An interesting one here, mind, is Some Scope. He's very well handicapped, but he ran a shocker last time out and he was really well fancied as well. I don't know if you remember, he was sort of tailed off for the whole way and then got pulled up. I think he's had a wind up since then, actually. Let me have a look. Yeah, he's had a wind up since then, so he might have just had a little bit of an issue.
Yeah. Yeah, he should go on the ground as well, shouldn't he?
Oh, Cobden, I love you.
I'm glad we watched the horse racing because I turned the football on and Coventry were 1-0 down after 3 minutes.
I was just about to say that to you.
They've just equalised, luckily.
Yeah, 1-1 now. Do you follow football, Liam?
Yes, yeah. Used to a lot more than I do now. Horse racing ended up becoming number one sport for me. But yeah, I'll get excited for example, I love my golf, but I'm very fair weather, and once the Masters comes round and stuff, I'm all in. But
I love the Masters.
Can easily go off a cliff. The thing is, I found myself being really into it and then punting it almost every weekend, and then not potentially being overly profitable doing it. I'm just eating into what I'm winning here, horse racing, and I'm up till 2 a.m. every Sunday night, which I could do without.
No, definitely.
We said that the other day, didn't we? We said that the other day about just backing everything and see, like, sometimes just stick to what you're best at, kind of thing, and be patient. Not saying you're not capable of doing other sports, but it's like my one's darts. Darts, I think, like a lot of the handicap market's very, very easy to make money on. It's like a race to 10. Some bookies like price 8 to 11, someone plus 3.5, and you follow the Pro Tour and everything like I do. It's literally the biggest sport where I think the bookies get a lot of the pricing wrong.
Yeah, that's it. We would literally, like Scotty said, we would talk about it in our group chat the other day, and I sort of mentioned, I said, if you're going to punt on golf, horse racing, football, darts, snooker, there's a big boxing match, I'll have a go at that. You're not going to do yourself any favours if you're generally trying to make yourself a little bit of money out of punting. And just something that you learn as you go along. And then funny enough, then Scotty texted me, he said, Johnny Deneen said what you said, didn't he, Scotty, on Up in the Ante? He was saying, just find your one thing you like, don't eat your profit and stuff. It's just no good, like, I mean, you were talking there, weren't I? said I can get just as much joy out of watching a horse get beat that I was considering backing. Thinking, I've saved myself a couple of quid there in a sense as well.
No, absolutely. Funnily enough, earlier in the car, I thought that Impere Pass was way too short, and I thought if I was at home, I'd be laying this on the exchange. It was like,
I was thinking the same. I would have been counting my money as well. 3 out. I thought he was beat. Yeah,
my old man texted me saying sniper or something like that. So obviously, I'm assuming that's the one that fell or something. He'd been taken out by a sniper.
Yeah.
So yeah.
To be fair, if the other two stood up, he would have won easy anyway. It was one of them.
Oh really? It was just would have got excited.
He pulled him into the rail and he picked up again and he was hard on the bridle when he jumped the second last or the last, I think it was. He was all over it. He would have won easy.
Fair enough. So Some Scope, the Changing Man, and Frero Bamboo are the three for us, are they, in this?
No, Gustavian's my number one.
Sorry, yes, it is Gustavian. But Some Scope you mentioned.
I just think Some Scope's I just think he's interesting. He was really well handicapped. Real bad run though last time, and then he's had a wind up since, so they might have just found a small issue. Might need the run to get back to the fitness, you don't know, but yeah.
Quite possibly, That's usually an angle, isn't it? Second time up after a window.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, tends to be the general consensus with it, doesn't it?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well,
Scott's had a quiet day, hasn't he?
Yes, yes, yeah. I think he's obviously tried to go at everything throughout the whole season. I think as a stable, they will too. Like they've got a peak. You got a peak at moments, haven't you? But I think he feels he's got to get every single piece of prize money available to him to have any chance in the trainer's title.
Liam, let me ask you a couple of questions for tomorrow.
Go for it. I haven't had a great the card, so mind.
No, that's all right. Lossie Mouth or Tia Hoopu?
Tiupu for me, it'll just be targeted at 2 days, so he'll be bang right for it. So a horse I really can't take to, like we were saying earlier, but Tiupu for me.
Romeo against Blerdavassi and Bellocchio. Does Romeo get it done?
I think so, yeah.
And
I'm close to backing him for the Supreme.
Firefox or Heartwood?
Heartwood, absolutely
Yes.
love that horse. Really, really like that horse.
Good man. I'm all over him tomorrow, Liam. I'll probably have one decent punt on him. And,
What sort of price is he at the moment, Joe? I saw he was 7-4. But
he's gone out to 2-1 now.
that's it.
Wow, really?
I wouldn't
I
usually
think
play that short, but I'll probably have a go at him.
I think he's probably gone out as well because people are playing the Gordon Elliott trebles with Romeo, Tia Hoopu, and Firefox. So there's probably a little bit of money available to be had there at the moment. I'll have a decent punt on Heartwood tomorrow.
Yeah, I
One of those will get beat. I don't know which one, but one of them will get beat. I think Tiapu's the vulnerable one.
I think Firefox is the vulnerable one over this trip myself.
Yeah, you like Heartwood, don't you?
Really do, yeah. One of my stronger fancies of the season so far, to be honest.
Gordon did say that he fancies Firefox as a 2-miler. So whether, like you say, the trip could be a bit suspect, could catch him out. Yeah, I don't think he's gone 2-5 before, is he, Firefox?
Don't think so. Maybe over hurdles.
I don't think he did. I think he ran over 2 at Cheltenham Aintree, and his prep runs are all over 2.
Yeah,
oh no, did he run in the Lawless of Nace, Firefox? I don't think he did he?
Yes, behind Reed and Tommy Wrong, wasn't it? Yeah,
that's right, because Il Atlantique was 3rd or 4th in that race. It was no 2nd, I think. I think Firefox was 3rd in that race, wasn't he?
Reed and Tommy Wrong beat Il Atlantique that day, didn't he?
Il Atlantique was 2nd, yeah.
So Firefox was 3rd or 4th, one of the two. Oh, no, yeah, 3rd or 4th.
I've already played Corbett's Cross at 25s for the Ryanair. And obviously, there's no harm in having a couple in a race. And I am tempted to back Heartwood.
Yeah, I'm really sweet on him tomorrow. I think he's being well overlooked. Really do.
I agree. 6 turning 7 as well. Still so much improvement. Still potential improvement to come from him. Yeah,
Firefox is like this is. Sorry, Lee, I didn't mean to cut you off then. Sorry.
No, you're right. Go on.
I've just had Road to Cheltenham text me. We're about to see the possible 2025 champion bumper winner here, lads. There you go. That's the Majax Hill, the Gigginstown horse.
Oh, okay.
But no, what I was going to say, with Firefox, he's lovely. But something that almost worries me in a weird way is he's so straightforward. He travels fine. He jumps no problem at all. But I'm like, where's your improvement there? Where are you going to improve? You do everything right already. I don't think your engine's going to improve. You know,
Yeah.
That makes sense. Like I like novices that make mistakes and still win. For example, like Regent Stroll, for example, like you've got a big old engine, Regent Stroll, to make the mistake he did and then manage to sit back on the bridle and then go away and win. And horses like that, I just like those that do things wrong. However weird that sounds.
The softer the jumps become, whether that be with these padded hurdles, whether it makes that much difference or not, I wouldn't actually know, but
definitely does.
The fences are obviously being softened and are more lenient than from years ago. I think it just does come down to ability and an engine more than anything. And it's 100%. Interesting to see some of this race IQ data about lengths lost, lengths gained.
Yes.
Like Gallopin when he beat Brave Man's Game. He lost so many lengths on Brave Man's Game because he's such a brilliant jumper. But it did not matter because pure ability and an engine wins.
Exactly. No, you're exactly right, Liam. It's like they said the same about like fast or slow in Galopan. They say Galopan loses distance every time on fast or slow in the jumping department, but ultimately he's the better horse, So.
Yeah. No, that's exactly it. Are we off and running, Scott?
Yeah.
We are. I'm very happy with Gustavian. He is held up like I asked for. So
something's about 10 lengths clear.
Oh, Jesus.
No, sorry. There's 2 of them 10 lengths clear. Changing Man, I think, is in 3rd. Where's Gustavian, Joe? I've spotted him.
It's almost a carbon copy of Badger Beers the other week with the changing man was in. He sat in the same position with 2 of them bolting off in front.
Come on
out,
like
yesterday, just while we're watching this, like we were talking about the jukebox man yesterday. He was £6 clear of the others over hurdles of Johnny Hu and Captain Teague. He was £6 clear of those going into yesterday. Like you said, Liam, not that he hit any of the fences anyway, but he had the biggest engine. Like, it was staring at us in the face, really.
Yeah. And they were a good few lengths clear, weren't they? Of third, I think.
Yeah, they did.
In the Albert Bartlett.
They were strung out like washing, weren't they?
Yeah.
Come on, Gustavian.
Stellar story in the jukebox, man. Obviously, come and won their beginners' chases. Dancing City was third in that race. I backed him for the Browns, so I'm hopeful that the form's holding up in that race as well. But I think Dancing City is going to take a lot of beating this year if he jumps.
Yeah.
But
I was totally against him, but I can't help but start to come round to him now, to be honest.
What,
I
Dancing City?
Yeah. I was sort of I thought he was Daddy Longlegs Mark II, like, if you know what I mean, but he's not, is he? He's better.
Nah, he's good. He's a good horse. What did he beat in the Grade 1 at the DRF? There's some good horses. He beat Predator's Gold.
Yes.
He went off about 12-1, didn't he? Remember
we were there?
It was bigger. It was about 18s. We were there, weren't we? I'm trying to think what was in that race. Predator's Gold was in it.
The Tony Bloom horse, was he in it?
Was Jetara in there as well?
Not El Atlantic wasn't.
No, he wasn't. Oh, no, of course, it would have been a staying trip, and he was at 2 miles last season.
I was all over Predator's Gold anyway. I know it was a losing race for me.
Yeah, we all backed Predator's Gold, me, you, and Jamie, didn't we?
Yeah.
I got stuck in traffic actually on the way up to the track that day, so I just saw Danny Mullins coming into the winners' enclosure.
Danny Mullins Day, wasn't it? Who else did he have? Ilite Tom.
Cargeese.
Cargeese. Oh, that was my favourite moment of the entire season last year. We were all in the stands. We were all on Cargeese.
We all backed it, didn't we? All of us were going mental. We were we did like the conga.
Yeah.
I was shouting, "Go on, Rachel!" I was like, "Oh, it's Danny Mullins."
Danny.
He had the first three on the bounce, didn't he? Ilite Tom after that.
That's it. Yeah. Go on, Gustav. He's going really nicely. He's creeped up behind the pair now.
You in third here, aren't you? I'm fucking fourth. Bastard.
That's all right. I think they're in prime position then.
Is this the race that Long Presse won off like 12 stone last season? Rehearsal chase, wasn't it? He beat or was it 2 years ago?
Yeah, it was 2 years ago.
He beat one of my favourite horses into overdrive.
Go on, Gustavian.
Tell you what, he threw him at that.
The changing man's winning this. I'm sorry. Hate to say, guys. Well, good for me.
Don't ever say sorry about backing winners, Scotty.
I know. I said well done to you when you won the Hennessy. I was like, yeah.
Exactly, mate. Exactly. Never say, Gustavian, what's happened here? He's going to be pulled up here.
Going backwards.
What's happened here then? Surely.
Is that Pauling's horse in second? Bow to greatness, isn't it?
Yeah, he was losing length, so rather than making them
yours is what is happening? Oh,
go on, the changing man.
You best stay, Ned.
Yeah, you're up in the front here. Go
on, the changing man. You're going to catch him. Or are you? Go on, going to catch him.
Good jump.
Go on, the changing man. You've got him. You've got him covered, the changing man. Come on, son.
It's going to be
up
close,
the rail.
boys.
See you later.
Good jump.
Go on, the changing man.
It's all about the jump. Oh, great jump. Oh,
he's going to outstay him. Go on, changing man. Engine. Not another second. Fuck off. Come on. Go on, son. Stay on.
Get him up, Ned. Get him up.
No, he's going to do me again. Second.
Get him up. Where's the line? 12-1 winner.
Well,
second again.
Sorry, Scott.
I've got an each way. I've got an each way 6-fold.
I've got a little bit of a worry, so maybe you can solve this conundrum. I went in yesterday, asked for the price. They gave me the price. I didn't write the price on the slip, but said I wanted to take it.
Ooh.
And that was at 12s at that time, and obviously he's going to have FP'd at probably around about 15-2.
Oh, Jesus Christ. You'd have had a better chance if it was the other way around, because you'd be like, hang on, I didn't ask for the price because it's not on the slip sort of thing, you know?
Yeah.
Oh,
we'll
God.
find out. We'll find out.
Just try your chances, Liam. Just try your chances.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping because I'm assuming they hit a button. Well, I don't know. Either of you ever worked in a shop? They hit a
I
button,
used to work. I used
people
to work
take
in.
time.
Yeah, I used to work in Betfred, and it will come up literally on the screen, sort of thing, and say like the price at the time or SP, basically, if you go the day before.
No worries. I've been in there before. If not, I'll have a stern word with Connor. That's whoever served me.
Where are you based? You're not far from Cheltenham, are you, Liam?
No, not overly far, mate. Ross on Y.
That was it, of course. Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
Are
Right.
you going to the festival or anything, Liam? Or
I'm not sure. I wasn't going to, but since they've made the changes, I am tempted. And also, now that we're in the thick of the national hunt season, you get the appetite for it. Possibly the only day I've never done is the Wednesday, so I might just try and tick that off. I usually go on the Thursday. Last year I went Tuesday with Jack from Racing Interest, and I met up with Lee as well, Racing Lee. So yeah, possibly. Are you an all 4-dayer? Are you pair or
you usually, mate?
Yeah. I've done all 4 days 6 times. It's a bit of a slog.
Yeah, I bet.
Usually, Liam, but I don't. When I go, I don't drink until after the racing, and I just find it's got that busy now. As mad as it sounds, obviously being a Cheltenham boy, born and bred myself, it's almost too much now, and I can get a few £100 on in shops, no worries. It's not like it's an issue getting bets on, so I have to go there anymore. You know, it's a bit.
Yeah.
And I'm not a fan of the big crowds. I think this is why I prefer going to the DRF in that sense, because you've got room and stuff like, you know.
I absolutely love the DRF. Absolutely
amazing.
Loved
it. But I do go into town after the races. Always like, you know, I love going out after. But
yeah,
Scotty will tell you I'm not a big people's person in that sense. Like I like sitting at home with a hot chocolate and some scran.
Oh, mate, I'm similar. I'll become. Maybe it's just an age thing as well. As you get older, I love nothing more on a Saturday than sitting in my armchair watching the racing, like old man at heart.
I'm the same. I love it. I like just putting my feet up on the bed and watching everything. But like Ginge said, I find Cheltenham gets too much, and then I feel tired after every day. I just let's go out. I just want to go to bed after I've come back.
Yeah. There's all the like previews, and you used to have like Tom Siegel and that coral thing that they do. I quite enjoy that show. So
I love watching in the
night racing. And
maybe if you guys are doing a watch along that week, I'll come on with you, Liam.
Possibly. I imagine again, I'll probably just want my own complete time to sit in front of the telly and just.
Yeah, mate, that's fine. I get a bit aggressive at the telly that week as well.
Yeah.
I normally go to my mate's house now, and there's like 5 or 6 of us, and we just like get about 12 beers each and just get pissed and start shouting abuse at the telly. That's what we do.
Yeah.
It's like lockaway week, innit?
Have you ever entertained the idea of this kind of Benidorm trip? And have you ever done it?
I was thinking about
it.
Yeah.
Keith, that we know, me and Joe know Keith, who picked us up. My mate Keith, he goes every year, and he said it's brilliant.
Really?
He said it's fantastic. He said you can literally walk to the end of your table, put a slip on with someone, beer on tap, obviously. He said it's the best week possible.
That's awesome.
Can you get decent bets on when you're over there and stuff as well? Can you?
Yeah, Keith said they'll take whatever you want, really.
Yeah. I don't bet thousands a bloody race. I'm not claiming to be anything like that, but I have a few hundred a race sort of thing. So if you can have a decent bet at the time, then happy days, like, you know. But yeah, I'm quite happy, Liam, sitting at home, to be honest, just watching it that way, really.
Just to quickly change the subject, I've got an each way 6-fold. First 5 of all place. I need Imperial Saint in the first 3 in this next race for the 6-fold each way.
Oh, wow.
You know what's going to happen, don't you? It's going to be 4th.
4th, yeah. Bad jump or something.
I've had second, third so far. So I'm like, oh.
There's an interesting race, this bumper. I know I said about Majax Hill, but he does look like a 3-miler in time. He really does.
Is that off? I'm running, is it?
No, in 8 minutes. 8 minutes. But there's been a horse that's been smashed in the betting here from 14s into 6-1. Faithful Follower. This horse was beaten by Classical Creek by a length and a half last time, which is the horse I mentioned is meant to be their number 3 bumper horse for this season, for Gigginstown sort of thing. I can see why he's had some money, but then there's a Willie Mullins horse, back Willie in the bumper, like the rules.
That's what I just said to you about half an hour ago. Those 14s into 6s each way gambles, I don't like them. I just avoid them.
Yeah.
See, I haven't got a PA like you, Joe, so I have to update my own Telegram group.
Well, I get a few of my members that have been with me for a few years now. I've got sort of free access so one does my profit and loss for me.
Oh, brilliant.
One runs like the tipping section for me, and like we have like a tipping league between them and stuff. And so Jamie's like my second in command at the moment. He sort of Jamie Dawson, the guy who commented earlier, sort of thing. He gets free access, then he runs a load of competitions and stuff for him. And
good lad,
like
Jamie,
that.
isn't he?
Yeah, he's lovely, mate. I really like Jamie.
Coventry fan as well, Ledge.
Yeah, he's one of you. He's like you. But we're doing a every year, Liam. I do like a race meetup, a race day with my Discord.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
We all meet up at a race course. I haven't done it this year because I moved obviously to Ireland, but I'm going to be back in England after the DRF, but before the festival.
Right.
I think what we've decided is going to be Cheltenham in April. So we're going to do a race day meetup with a load of us and stuff.
Let me know. I'll definitely come for that, Ginge.
Yeah, that'd be awesome, mate. I said I want you and Jamie to come over for a long weekend or something when I'm back. Again, Liam, you're always invited with us and stuff. You know.
Yeah,
you know.
thanks, mate. Yeah, I've never been the April meeting actually. Is it an exclusive mayor's card in April?
That's right. Yeah. That's right.
Only.
It's brilliant, mate. Really good. We saw Golden Ace there last year and stuff. You know.
Decent horses. I don't know if to have a little punt in this. Etalon top weight. But as you
someone else said that in my WhatsApp group, Jason, he tipped up Etalon. He said that's his fancy in that race.
Might have a play on Etalon then. They've got to have one winner at some point, haven't they?
I've only had one today, so Gino, that was it.
Oh, I meant the Skeltons.
Oh, they had a winner, didn't they? They had 2 winners today.
Oh, have they?
Yeah, I think the first race, the favourite one, the mare's.
They had Heart and the New Lion.
The New Lion one.
About time for a treble, then, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. See, Liam senses a treble on the cards. So when are you boys on next then for a watch along?
Next weekend. Are we at Aintree next weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah. And is it Cork as well next week?
Quite possibly.
Oh, we've got the Tingle Creek, haven't we?
Yeah.
Is that Sunday?
Saturday and Friday card, yeah.
Is it? Yeah. Covering off Aintree next week and the Tingle Creek. So hold on. Where are we? Yes, yeah. And then the week after, I'm not sure if I'll be around. I most likely will be. But we've got the Tipstar final down.
Oh, Liam, yeah, honestly, how cool! Like I said, I'm good friends with you and Lee, like, so I'm just rooting for you two. If you know what I mean, I think it's brilliant, mate. Great to see that you got to the final.
Yeah, it'd just be a good experience, I think. Apprehensive, excited. So yeah, hopefully it'll all go all right. And as long as
Liam, you're class. You just be you, mate. That's all. You know, just be you. It's good enough, mate. You know, that's how I see it.
Thank you, mate.
You got to think they would have had thousands of people enter, and you got down to the last 5. Whatever happened, you'd be so proud of yourself, mate. It's so cool.
Yeah. So hopefully do myself justice. I've had a little play. A General Medrano was jumping out to me for some reason. Is that because you mentioned it earlier, Joe? I think
he's dropping back in trip. I like that angle.
And second time up after a wind up as well.
Didn't know that, but still, that's again another nice little angle to it too, for sure.
Have either of you had a play in this Imperial Saint Scott? Obviously, you need for your ACCA.
I've got him in a win bet and an each way ACCA. Yeah.
Oh, okay, lovely. And did you have a play on anything in the
No,
end?
he was my nap when he ran last time, but I couldn't pick between him, Izzard Dairy, and General Medrano, so I just left it and just enjoy it for what it is. Like,
Fair enough. Load up your Betfair again. Etalon out in front.
Imperial Saints jumping, not good.
he was winging his fences last time as well, which would be the worry then. Izzard
Making
Dairy,
ground.
the Moor horse, looks like he just loves.
That was at Aintree, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Izzard Dairy, just like he's like a proper Newbury sort of horse, like left-handed, right, like or a Kempton, left-handed or right-handed, you know. Medrano,
When's the bumper, Joe? Is it in a few minutes?
Yeah, 2 minutes.
Fairy House.
Yeah,
I'll get that on in a sec. Oh, that's all right. Just don't finish fourth. Finish last, not fourth.
You're in the sick coloured silks.
Yeah, the orange
Yeah.
with the purple spray.
Yeah. Keep travelling then, boy.
Petit Tonnerre, he's so well handicapped, but you're being nudged even there. Like he just doesn't want anything to do with this. Like,
Grand Annual horse.
yeah, possibly. You could be right.
I think I'm coming to win. I might have a winner here. Am I?
Let's hope General Madonna.
Oh, I don't know.
He's cruising Medrano here. And Bo Balco on the
Oh,
left.
come on, get up for a place.
Oh, it's going to be fourth, isn't it? Oh, it's
Keep
not even
him
going to be fourth.
I did the right thing and not betting here, but that's Medrano's race to lose now, Liam. Come on.
Oh, that's disaster.
Go on, ride him out. Ride him out, Benny. Great jockey, this Ben Jones. Don't fold up here. Come on.
Whoa.
Get him at him. Go.
Tell you what, though, Joe, you've given a treble at all at lovely prices. You may have only backed one of them, but if someone else has tuned in and listened in, and they made a good few quid.
Wow, look at that. You backed in there, though, Liam, didn't you?
I didn't know. No, I had a few quid on Etalon. Again,
sorry.
shouldn't have. You've done the right thing, because the amount of times that you would do that and then lose, you'd definitely be down over your lifetime.
Yeah, exactly.
100%.
And if I said if Imperial Saint won, I'd have been gutted, and vice versa. It's just one of those.
Yeah, no, definitely. We'll tune into this bumper if you want, lads, and then
Yeah, definitely. Let's have a watch. See what all the hype's about.
see if this thing is special. It's probably quite hard to put you on the spot, lads, straight after we found that last week. But is there anything off the top of your head you found as an eye catcher from today's racing? Anything you think next time out?
There's a big pot in Victorino somewhere.
Victorino, I was going to say, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure where, because he seems to chuck in the odd mistake or two, but he'd be one maybe just to keep an eye on for when the money. Mind you, the money came today, didn't it?
Yeah, maybe more of one of the more excessive trips, perhaps.
Yeah, definitely.
For
bit
me,
more cut in the ground, maybe as well.
Yes, yeah, being a Venetia horse.
The new Lion's one of my horses to follow, Liam. He won quite well again today. He's going places.
So there you are. Anybody watching, Victorino needs to go in the tracker. The new Lion, one to keep an eye on. And from me, Brave Fortune, if anyone wants to go back on the race earlier, he was pulled all over the shop by the jockey.
Yeah, you mentioned him, didn't you, actually? Good shout there, Liam.
Yeah, held up out the back, not overly put into the race. Perhaps a little bit of pocket talk on my part, but yeah, definitely one with wins left in him for sure. Right, so let's see if this is the bumper winner. I assume Jack was meant to be on board. Do we know who's replaced him for the ride?
Probably Sam Ewing. No, because it's a bumper, isn't it? Of course it is.
Oh, cool.
Probably Swanee.
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, you got young Swan on there. Interesting. I assume they have Sam Ewing on tomorrow.
Yeah. Is Jordan Gainford no longer with the stable as a retained jockey?
He is. No, he is there. But he's. Oh, funny enough, I watched the Irish Racing interview with Gordo, and he said Jack's the number one. He said then Sam Ewing and Gainford, they just take the places. I'd have Sam. I don't like Jordan Gainford though. I don't know why. Probably because of the whole getting Jerry beat years ago, still, playing on my mind and all of that,
Oh, don't even go there. Fuck,
Every time I hear someone else go there, I'm like, oh, don't go there. And then I went there.
Yeah, he's left with an awful lot to do, weren't he? Between us, did we manage to land a single one in our fivefold? That's a damning indictment of us. There's been plenty of winners between us, but I think we might. Our naps of the day might have all.
I had Broadway Boy second.
I think that's the best.
See, this is how it's gone. My bet of the day was Gustavian, and then you had the winner, Liam, and then Jamie, then Scotty fancied Broadway Boy, and I had the winner. It's been a bit like that. We've been on the wrong ones,
Yeah. Andrew fancied Mystical Power, and we had the winner, Sergina.
Interesting to see what happens with Mystical Power.
This Jigginstown horse has been pushed along.
He is. The thing in like the look-away colours is
cruising. But mind you, he's going to stay, isn't he? He looks like he's a stayer. Might have him.
He is a stayer. He's a 3 miler, honestly, in the making. But
I think I don't know. Yeah, I think he's on top now.
He's going to get there, isn't he?
Look at this thing in the yellow colours.
This thing's flying now. Tell you
that's
what,
William Butler. That's Gordo's other horse in behind.
Oh, he's going to get outstayed.
Wow.
Oh, the other thing's still coming. He's still coming. He's
still
coming. Wow. That thing's got to turn a foot.
Jesus.
That's Gordon Elliott's other horse in the race. How crazy is that?
That's mental.
I wonder
what
about
33 to 1 he was.
Was he?
Yeah. Cost €17,000. The highly touted one was cost 310,000. How insane! It just shows, though, doesn't it? Like
that's what happens when you keep cancelling my flights, you pair of bastards.
Hey, that's it. Have it. Have it.
Have that right there.
I love that.
Right, and boys, thanks so much for jumping on.
Thank you, mate.
Any closing, anything that caught your eye today, as we are on the road to Cheltenham with these watch-alongs? I suppose just anything today that you'd fancy at the festival? Do you think you've seen anything that might be value?
I think we'll see more tomorrow. In that sense. With hopefully I'm with Romeo Kudo, Tia Hoopu, and Hartwood for me. Hartwood's my bet of the weekend. So if he wins, happy days. If not, I've had a loser basically.
There you are. Absolute nut for Joe then. Scott, anything for you?
No, we mentioned Victorino. Don't know what race, but so Gino was impressive, yeah. So, but 3-1 for the champion hurdle was a bit short. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Like Ginger, see how Lossie Mouth gets on. But if she doesn't win, then I'd fancy Sergino for the champion hurdle. But no, apart from that, not a lot, to be honest.
No, I thought you were going to say if Lossie Mouth doesn't win, I fancy Tia Hoopu. I was like,
just play the reverse forecast. You definitely have a winner.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
No, but thanks very much for jumping on, lads, and and for everybody who's tuned in. There was a good few winners there. Obviously, 3 from Joe, a few from Scotty as well, and a couple from myself. So, thanks to everyone who's tuned in, and we'll be back again next week.